Did you know that you can create stunning and beautiful websites all inside of Canva? And no, you don't have to be a design expert or learn how to code. Canva makes it super simple, and I'm going to show you how to build a simple website for your business step by step. And if you are using the completely free version of Canva, meaning you are not paying for Canva Pro, and the free version is all you have right now, and you're wondering if you can still use the free version to build and publish a Canva website, you absolutely can with a few limitations, but I'm going to cover what those are in this tutorial. So this is a preview of the website that I'll be building together with you, and you can see that this looks like any other website that's on the internet, but the only difference is I didn't actually use any code to build this, and it was done all inside of Canva. So and it also comes with this really nice navigation menu that when you click on it, it quickly scrolls to that part of your website like any other website that's out there. And then you can also mobile optimize it. So you can see that this part of the website is fully mobile optimized. It has that little cute hamburger menu on top like that, and it still is fully functional. And this is all done inside of Canva. And Canva websites are going to be ideal if you are looking for something super simple and easy. You're not very heavy into like coding and tech, and you want something super simple for your website. And I think Canva websites are ideal for people who want to like maybe showcase their portfolio, media kit, their work, resume. There's so many, applications for this, but I do want to stress that if you are looking to, build a Canva website for SEO and blogging, it's not the best place. I would really recommend WordPress for that, just because at least right now, Canva has limitations when it comes to SEO. There is an SEO portion. I'm going to show you that at the end of the video where that is, but it only allows you to add some meta description, and that's it. So if you want to build a website for SEO stuff, I do recommend other platforms. But if you want to just get something up and running, it has to be super simple. Canva is going to be more than enough for you. So let's get started. So for this, what you're going to need is you're going to need a free Canva account or a paid version of Canva. So go ahead and go to canva.com and then create an account and then open your Canva account. Your Canva might look a little bit different than mine because these are my recent designs. So if this is the first time you're opening Canva, you might actually not have anything here. And also your Canva might look much lighter than mine. I do have the dark mode on Canva enabled. That's why it looks like dark like this. So that's under settings if you want to make it dark like mine. But what you're going to do now is you're either going to click template here and then type website, and then you can see all the website templates, or you can just go here and then type website. There's another option. You can go here and type website as well. You can select website from here. Just like 3 different places to search for templates. But however way you want to do it, just go ahead and then type website and then find all the templates. So these are basically all the templates that Canva has pre-designed and built for you. And the advantage of having the Canva Pro version is you'll get access to premium templates, website templates in Canva. And there are a lot of good free templates on here too, but the premium templates are, in my opinion, are a little bit better. But you don't need any of that because I'm going to actually show you how to build this from scratch. But if you are brand new and if you want to get inspiration, navigating through the templates and checking those out will give you a really good idea of where to get started. It's much better than looking at a blank screen and just trying to build it from scratch if this is the first time you're building a website. So go through this and just find what you like, and then I'm just going to show you how to do this. So for example, let's go with the free one. So this is free. So when I click here, you can see a preview, and then you can just, if you customize this template, this will open that template in your Canva design section, and then you can go from there. So let's just go ahead and just click here to customize it. And you can see that it automatically opened up your canvas on Canva, and then it added that template. So this is a free template inside of Canva, and you can like really customize this to however you like. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add a brand new page. So I'm going to click on this little square with a plus sign to add a new page, and then let me move this up. So this is the first page of your website. So what I'm going to do is, I don't like the brown color because it kind of auto-filled from like the theme. I'm going to go ahead and change that. So click on the little background color and then click new color. And then you can either use the color picker so that you can choose whatever color from your image. Like for example, if I choose a color picker and then I go like this, that would automatically get that color there. So it's very easy if you want to stick to brand colors. You can easily pick a color basically from anything on the image or on the internet, which is pretty amazing. But I already know my color, so I'm gonna go ahead and just like type that in. That's gonna be that little off-white look. So I'm gonna go with that, and now I want to add some text here. So in order to do that, you're going to click on T and then click title, and then move it to where you want, and then type whatever you want here. So I'm just going to go ahead and type the name. Alrighty. So you can see it has a little bit of a gap. I really don't like that. So I'm going to go to spacing, and then under line spacing, you can make it closer like this. And then I will adjust the adjustment, make it a little bit bigger. So you can see that this is super easy to use, and you don't have to, be a design expert. So I'm just going to go ahead and adjust the spacing like that. And say I want to change the font to a different font, I'm going to go ahead and select the text. And then from here, I can choose whatever font that I like. So for this, I'm actually going to use this font style because I really like how that looks. And then I'm going to make it bold. So now I want to change the color of just Jessica into like a nice pink, and then keep her last name in black. So in order to do that, you're going to go ahead and select that text. Select A under text color, and now you can again choose a different color from here. And I'm going to drop in the hex code because I know what the hex code is, and then that's it. And I went ahead and actually used this font. If you're wondering what that is, that's the font that I used. All right, so now let's go ahead and add another text to the bottom here. I'm going to go ahead and type T this time, and then move it. And then type content creator. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Alrighty. Make it like this, and then move it like that. So for this text, I'm actually going to have that same one there. So it's kind of consistent. There we go. All right, so that looks good. And now I'm going to go ahead and add some social media icons at the bottom here. So you can go to elements and then type, for an example, say Instagram. And you can actually find really cute icons here from Canva. So if you don't have the pro version, there are some limitations on some icons here. So what I actually recommend you do is go to apps on Canva and then type icon, and then click on Icon Scout. And then you can see that you can get access to 7.7 million plus assets using this app. And now when I type Instagram, it's going to give me access to a lot of different options. So now I can go ahead and, use any of these images, and I can also change the color to match. So if you are, using the free version and you're like limited by the icons that are available inside of Canva, that is a very good alternative. And another one is actually, let me show you another cool one. It's called Brand Fetch. That's another one to find logos. So if you are struggling to find logos inside of Canva, just go to Brand Fetch or Icon Scout and then type in. So for example, let's do, let's say Facebook. And then you can see it's going to give you the colors, the images, all of that. And it's so easy to use. So this is the Facebook one. And then you can go like this. And then if you can keep it as the blue if you like, but I want this to be on brand. So I'm going to go ahead and change that to that pink like that. So go ahead and bring in all the social media icons that you want to have on your website. So what I did here was I added other social media icons and then changed it to the same color as this section right here. So now let's learn how to add a button. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to elements and then type rectangle and bring a rectangle shape in and then change it to the color. And then under corner rounding, make it about 50. So it has that really nice shape like that. And now adjust it to however you like. And now let's go ahead and add some text here. I'm going to type in get in touch. And then if you want to change out that font, you can do so. But I'm just going to keep it as the same font just to kind of make things consistent. So this is the cool part. We're going to learn how to add a nice drop shadow to this button element. And in order to do that, you're going to click on elements and then type in button shadow and then select, there are a few here. You can select whatever you like. And then I'm going to go ahead and maybe go with this one right here. Alrighty. And then I'm going to go ahead and just drop that into my button to give it that really cute shadow like that. So now this is what it looks like with that shadow, and you can see by adding these little things, it looks super professional. But let's say I want to change the color of that shadow. Right now, it doesn't really give me the option when I click here to change the color, but this is what you're going to do. You're going to click on edit, and then under duotone, just click duotone, and then click custom or any of these other colors, and click shadow, and then select the color picker. And now choose a color that you like. I'm going to go with this little pink here. And then you can see it added the nice pink shadow instead of the gray. So adding these little things is what will get your website to look a lot more professional. So for the next step, I'm going to show you how to add an image to your website. So I want to add a nice image here. And this can be an image of yourself. So for an example, if you have a headshot that you took of yourself and you want to add that to your website, all you have to do is drag and drop that file, and that would automatically upload your file. But say for an example, you want to use a stock photo, all you have to do is click on photos and then choose whatever photo you like. And then once you do that, just drag and drop it in, and then that's it. Let me show you how to do that. So drag and drop, and now you can adjust this to however you like. So if you want to crop it, you can go ahead and crop it, make it big, make it small like this. And this is it. So this section is completely done. You can see how simple and easy that was. And then what I want you to do is as you build the Canva website, I want you to constantly, as you build a page, I want you to click on preview here and then click mobile just to see how it looks on a mobile screen. So right now you can see that nothing looks off. Obviously, this is the other templates, but nothing looks off and it looks really nice on mobile. So this way, as you're building it, you're making it mobile compatible and you're not waiting last minute to fix things. I have built several Canva websites, and trust me, waiting till the last minute to build everything is kind of annoying because then you have to move a lot of things around. But if you build section by section and ensure that it's mobile optimized before you go to the next section. It's going to save you a lot of time. So now that we have this section done, I'm going to show you how to link your social media to your Canva website. So right now we have TikTok, Instagram, and then YouTube. So let's go ahead and open my TikTok, and I'm going to show you how to add your TikTok link into this little button. All right, so this is my TikTok. So I want people to go to my TikTok once they click on that button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my TikTok link, and then I'm going to go back to my page and then click on the little icon, the TikTok icon, and then click the 3 dots for more. And then it's going to give you the option to add a link. So click link. And now you can link a page. So right now you can see these are all the pages on my Canva website. So all of these are from the template, but this is what I created. So I can either link, like by clicking these pages, I can link a section of my website, or I can drop a outside link. So what I'm going to do is, without selecting pages in this document, I'm going to go ahead and paste that in and then click done. All right, so now when you do that, it's going to have this little section with my TikTok handle. So then once people click on it, it's going to take them to my page. So let's see that in action. So I'm going to go ahead and click preview, and then I'm going to click here. You can see it opened my TikTok like that. And that's how easy it is to basically connect any element, text or image, to an external link. So just like we did here, I can do the same thing for the text. I can do the same thing for the image if I like, so that you're not really limited to what's available here. So if you, for example, have something outside of the Canva website, like for example, say it's a store, it's an affiliate link, whatever that may be, you can direct them from here to that destination. All right, so now let's say that I want to add another section. So this time I want to add a service page. So what we're going to do is we're going to click the little add page button, and then this time I'm going to change this to, let's say, black. So now I'm going to add another section to this called services. And to kind of keep this going, since I already showed you how to do this, I'm going to go ahead and just type in services, and then maybe like change the size of this to, let's say, 50. All right, so that looks good. So now I want to add 3 boxes that showcases the services that Jessica will be offering. So in order to do this, you're going to click on elements and then go to shapes, and then you can actually get a square shape and then make 3 squares like this, and then change the color to whatever color you like. And then you can do this if you want. This is a really easy way to create the box effect. But what I want to show you is that you can also get elements from other pre-built design and make it your own. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to create a blank page here, and I'm going to go to design. And then when I go to design, I can still have access to all the other templates that I can use right away. So just scroll and find whatever template that you like. I'm going to go with this one right here. And do note that this is a Canva Pro theme, but I just want to show you the possibility with this. So I'm just going to click this one. And you can see it has this really nice box that I just couldn't find the element for it inside of Canva, but I want to go with that vibe. So now what you can do is you can copy this over to your page, and I'm going to make it my own in a minute. Let's exit out of that and then delete that. So now what you're going to do is you can go ahead and delete the images off, because I'm going to go ahead and add my own images to it, but I still want to make this a little bit different. So we already did this earlier. I want to make this the same color as this. So I'm going to click on edit, duotone, custom, and then for shadow, I'm gonna go this and then highlight. I'm gonna go with that same color. So it gives that really nice pink gradient like that. And then I'm gonna select it, click on the little copy style paintbrush, and then click on the other one to apply that same style to the other box. So this way you can see it's truly like different at the same time, but it has that really nice premium look. So if you have the free version of Canva, unfortunately, I don't have a workaround for this, but if you go to Elements and type glow, you can actually add, let's do square glow. You can add a nice square glow into this, and there are some free glow options. Like for example, this is free, and then you can just add like a manual glow. But just want to show you different ways that you can do this when you're especially designing websites inside of Canva. All right, so now let's go ahead and change the color of this frame. I'm gonna make it the same pink just to kind of keep it consistent. And then I'm going to go ahead and add 3 different services. So I'm going to put in UGC, social media management, and then also business consulting. So now I want to go ahead and type that in. So I'm not going to waste time here. What I'm basically going to do is type those in here, and then I'll be back in a minute. All right, so this is what it looks like once it's fully edited. I just did put some dummy text here. And then for the this section, I went ahead and went to Elements and just added some few key elements just to kind of give it that elevated look. All right, so now let's go ahead and add another page. And then this time you can actually use a color fill to, choose whatever color that you want. I want to go ahead and upload my own image. You can go to photos and then type background, and then that would give you like really nice backgrounds, and then you can type the color of the background that you want and then go with whatever, or you can upload your own. So I'm going to go ahead and upload my own. So once you drag and drop your background in, I actually created this on Canva itself. You can create whatever background you like, but just to kind of keep it that same professional vibe, I created this look for it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the little 3 dots or right click on it and then click set image as background, so that that image would then fill that entire section like that. So now I'm going to do the same thing, copy, paste, and then I'm going to call this section about me. So you can actually have an image and then some text explaining, who you are, or you can add a video here. I think adding a video might make your website more interactive because people don't really spend the time reading every single thing on your landing page. So I highly recommend you actually add a video here. And if you're wondering how to add a video to your website, this is how to do that. You're going to click on apps and then click embed. So what embed basically does is it enables you to embed any media to your design. So in this case, I want to embed a video. So the easiest way to do this is create a video, upload it to YouTube, make it unlisted, and then you can get that YouTube link and then just paste it here. So let's go ahead and do that for the sake of this example. So this is my YouTube channel. I'm just going to go ahead and click on share, and then you can actually get the share link from here. Or if you're on YouTube Studio, you can actually get the link from here. So go ahead and copy that link and then go to your embed widget on Canva and then paste that in. And that would automatically add that video to your Canva website. And you can resize it to however you like. And voila, that's how easy it is to do that. All right, so if you want to add another video side by side, just go ahead and resize it, go back to embed, and then paste the next video in. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my next video link, click on embed, and then add to design. That's how easy it is to add videos to your Canva website using YouTube. If you, for example, want to add maybe a Google map into it, it's the same thing. Just get that shareable link and then paste it in, and that would automatically embed your Google map on your website. And it's super, super simple. All right, so now let's add another page. And then before we do that, let's get rid of the other ones that I just showed you as an example. I really don't want that. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete it, and this is how to do that. You're gonna go ahead and click on grid view. So from page 4 to 11, I don't really need, so I'm gonna get rid of it. So press down Command or Control if you're using a Windows computer, and then select all of the pages that you don't need. And then let me explain in a minute why I'm doing this. And then click delete, and that would get rid of everything. And then click close grid view again. And then I'm going to add another page. And the reason I got rid of all these other unnecessary pages is because we're getting ready to build a navigation menu. And if you have a bunch of pages that doesn't have a proper naming structure, it can get a little bit messy. So I went ahead and opened a page, and I'm going to change this to a lighter pink. So I already know the hex code, and then I added the pink to it. And then since we've already done the part where I showed you how to add text and images, I'm not gonna do that. So let me quickly add some text and images to this. All right, I went ahead and added an image and some text with some elements just to kind of showcase some demographic data here. And now what I want to show you is how to add an interactive chart to your Canva website. So what you're going to do here is you're going to click on elements and then type in chart, and then you will get access to all these charts. So click see all, and then now you can add any chart that you like. So I'm going to go ahead and click on a simple a bar chart like this, and then I'm going to adjust it to this section. And then what you can do basically is you can change the data so that it gets reflected on your chart. And the best part about using Canva charts is because this is interactive when you're publishing your website. So when they hover over it, it would kind of show the data. Let me show you what I mean in a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and just complete the data here. So I went ahead and added the data. So I just kept it super simple. It's just 2 columns. It has the audience percentage and also the different age groups, and then what the data is. So now when you hover over it, it's very interactive, and it has that little label there, and it also highlights it. So if you want to change the color, just choose color and then change it to whatever you like here. And just make it your own. So now if you want to add a different type of chart, you can also add a pie chart here, size it, move it, and then create whatever you like. So for this, I went ahead and changed the different geographic information to kind of visually showcase that. And then if you want to change the color of all the little sections of the pie chart, you can go ahead and then change it here. So I went ahead and added another page, and since we're using the same techniques, I just didn't want to repeat myself, but basically I added a text element and then also 2 images. And then if you're curious how I got the rounded corners, you're basically going to add your image and then resize it to however you like. I'm going to go ahead and resize it like this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to click on the corner rounding, and then you can round the corners like this. So if you're curious how I did that, that's exactly how I rounded the corners. And for this section, I did the same thing, but this time with a rectangle, and then I added the other text on top of it. All right, let's add another page, and then this time I'm gonna use that same purple background here to kind of keep it aesthetically pleasing. And then I'm going to add some text on top called pricing packages. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add a box here and then a box here. So what I did here was I added a square, and then I kept it white. I added all the text here. I went to elements and then I typed in checkbox, and then I brought in a checkbox, and then I changed the color to that color and I pasted. And then I moved it like this. Now I repeated the same process. All right, so now I want to add a section that kind of matches this here. Go to Canva Elements and then type in glass morphism and then choose whatever you like. For example, if you choose this one, go ahead and adjust it and then bring it to the section like this. Adjust it and then make sure it's looking like that. And if you wanted to match that same color as your brand colors, we're gonna do the trick we did before, and that is edit and then duotone and then the highlights and the shadows to be your brand colors. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the three dots and then layer, and then we're gonna say send it to the back. That way it's positioned behind the box so it looks like this. So now continue the same process to this section right here. All right, so this is what it looks like once it's done. I just added some text called gold and silver packaging, and you can add whatever pricing you want, depends on what your rates are, but basically that is a pricing section of your website. So next I went ahead and added a customer testimonial section. I think this part is very crucial for any kind of website to showcase other people or brands that you worked with. So for this section, what I did was I added a text box and then I adjusted the text to match my brand. I added 3 images. Then I found an element inside Canva that had 5 stars. So click on elements, type 5 stars, and then choose whatever free or pro element that you like. And then if you want to change the color, you can also make it that pink to kind of match everything, but that's completely up to you, just to kind of give it that elevated look. All right, our Canva website is almost complete, but the most crucial part of this is to add a section where people can contact you. So what we're gonna do next is add a contact us page. So I'm gonna click on add page. So I'm gonna simply add an image here and then write contact. All right, that looks pretty good. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add an opt-in form where people can give us their name, email, and phone number. So now let's add a contact us form to this page. In order to do this, you need to create a free Google form. So just go to your Google account and then click on Google Forms, and then you can either create one from blank or just use this generic contact us form. And then I've already created mine, so let me show you what that looks like. So this is my Google form, super simple. It just has name, email, phone number. And then once you're done with your Google form, you're gonna click on send and then click link and then copy this link. And then you're gonna go over to Canva and then click the embed app that we opened before. And then we're gonna go ahead and paste that and then add to your design. And voila, you have your contact us form added to your website. One thing I wanna show you is, say that you wanna make this section shorter, you can click on it and then you can also adjust the section of your website. So for example, I wanna make this section a little bit longer like this because I wanna add a button section. You can go ahead and adjust that. All right, now it has room for me to add that button. And now what I want to show you is, for an example, say that in this case, I have 3 services that Jessica offers, and I want that to go to a page where Jessica can collect payment. So right now, Canva does not have an option where you can integrate a payment gateway to Canva. So at the time of recording this video, there is a good workaround. So if you use a Stripe payment link and then add that payment link here, you can direct people from your Canva website to a checkout page. So let me show you how to do that. So go to Google and then type Stripe payment links, and this should give you a page like this. And the best part about Stripe payment links is you don't really have to have a website to accept payment online. all you have to do is create a link inside of your Stripe account and then share that link and then get paid. It automatically creates a checkout page for you inside of Stripe. So now that you have your Stripe payment link, all you have to do is add that to the button like I showed you earlier. So for an example, say that you offer social media management or UGC videos as a service. You can add the Stripe payment link here so that you already showcase what you offer in the description, and then people can then go and purchase that product directly from Canva, directing them to your Stripe payment link. So if you don't have a huge budget to have a full-fledged website, this can be an easy workaround. Now let's say you want them to book a time with you on your calendar because you provide consulting services. So how can they get access to your calendar? So right now, Canva doesn't have a direct integration. However, you can use tools like OneHub, which is completely free to use, and their pricing is super affordable, or Calendly to set it up inside of Calendly and then use that Calendly link to your button URL. So this is another way not just to accept payments online, but get them to book a time with you on your calendar. All right, now that we know how to build a website on Canva, let's do the final touches. Let's add the navigation menu. So in order for the navigation menu to work, you need to make sure all your pages are named correctly, because the name of your page is what the navigation would look like. So here's what to do. You're going to click on the little add notes section, and then under page 1 it says add page title. You're going to go ahead and name that page. I'm going to call this the home page, and then I'm going to call this the services page. And now I'm going to go ahead and skip this page because I don't want this page on the navigation. So I'm not going to name it anything. I'm going to keep it blank just to show you what that looks like. And then let's go to pricing. Call this pricing. And then next we have testimonials. And then lastly, we have contact. And now let me show you the magic that automatically happens inside of Canva. And this is by far one of my favorite features when it comes to Canva websites. When I click on preview, it's going to have the navigation automatically created with the name of the page. Now see how it only has audience data, but it doesn't have that other page because we didn't name it, so it's not on the navigation. And now when I click on pricing, it automatically goes to the pricing section, which is amazing. So now let me show you if I want to add a nice animation as it loads to create that effect. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and group this so the animation will be applied to the entire element because it has that shadow in it. And now click animate. And now when I click on element, you can also apply an animation to the entire page, so meaning this entire thing will be animated. But let's just say I only want the element to be animated. So I'm going to click on element, and then if I click pan or fade, it's going to animate in. So then when I preview the website, you can see that animation. So that's basically how you add an animation to either a page or a single element. So now you can see that has that little move effect. So when people open your page, it's gonna focus more attention on that call to action. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we want the get in touch button to go to that contact us page. So here's how to do it. You're gonna click on the button, click on more, and then link. And instead of an external link, we want this to go to a different section on your website. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on contact, okay? And then click done. So now let's preview what our website looks like. So I'm gonna click on preview, and now we're gonna go ahead and click get in touch, and that goes automatically to the contact us section. Isn't that so cool? So now I wanna make sure before I publish this website, it's fully mobile optimized. Remember when I mentioned earlier, as you build the different sections, make sure that you're always checking how it looks on mobile. So let's go ahead and quickly check how our mobile website looks. All right, that looks pretty good. Nothing seems to be cut off. Even that button looks cool. Alrighty. Everything is functioning. So this is what you need to do when you're creating a website. Always make sure nothing is off on a mobile device, because a lot of people now visit websites on their phone. And if it doesn't look professional on a mobile device, they're going to bounce off. All right, I think our Canva website now looks pretty good. Let's look at the navigation menu. I'm going to go and click on these just to make sure it's good to go. Perfect. Okay, it's fully functional. All right, I'm super excited. Okay, so now what you're gonna do, once you check everything and everything's working perfectly, you're gonna go ahead and click on Publish Website. So click here to publish it. And now Canva will give you a few options. So it's gonna automatically check resize on mobile and include navigation menu. So obviously I don't see a reason why you would want these turned off. But if you don't want to have a navigation, you can just take it off. But I would recommend to keep both on. And then if you use the free version of Canva, you actually can publish this using a free Canva domain. So if you want to change how this looks like, it would always say my .canva site and then your URL slug. So if you want this to be your business name, your name, whatever that may be, just go ahead and update that. I'm just going to call it sample media kit as the URL slug. And I'm just going to say Jessica. Keep it simple. You don't have to be crazy like me. This is just an example. And then you will have the option to get a new domain. So if you don't want to use the free Canva domain, you can click on Get a Domain, and then you can bring your own domain to Canva, and you can see that this is actually a pro feature inside of Canva, or you can buy a domain inside of Canva. So you can see a custom domain can be like less than $20 a year. You can choose whatever you want. But I do recommend buying a domain from places like GoDaddy if you want to connect a domain, just because it can be a lot cheaper buying from GoDaddy, and also you'll have a lot more control if you want to then use that domain on like a different website builder like WordPress or ClickFunnels, just to name a few. I would always recommend having control over where you buy your domain from, but Canva also gives you the option to purchase through them. It is a little bit more expensive though. All right, so go ahead and click that. So I'm just gonna go with the free Canva domain because this is just an example. And then you can click on Publish Settings. So this is where you can describe your website, what it is, and it gives you about 160 characters. And this is the SEO portion of the website. So as I mentioned earlier, I don't really recommend a Canva website for SEO just because it doesn't have a lot of options to really optimize your content for the search bots. So, but if you want to get something out there, this is more than enough. But this is where you add your SEO header. And now click on Advanced Settings. So if you want to password protect your website, you can enable this. If you don't want the Google bot to index you or crawl your website, you can actually disable this. I'm going to disable this because it's just an example. And then if you want to not have a link preview, you can enable or disable. This is completely up to you. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and click Publish Website once you're done and you're happy with everything. All right, I'm going to go ahead and publish my website. It's going to prepare my design. It will take a few minutes. All right, it published my website. This is all good to go. It says that my website is now live. Now you can go ahead and copy this link and then paste it anywhere you want. I'm going to go ahead and copy it and also view it because it's going to open it on a different tab. And there you have it, our very own Canva website all done. And you can see that it is loading really nicely and is working very well. Okay, now let's go ahead and test the section. So I'm going to test the button here. Button's working, and then I'm going to click on this, and it's taking me to my TikTok profile, which is amazing. So now that you have your website published, if you want to look at website analytics, and this unfortunately is only available for Canva Pro users, you're going to click on analytics, and it's not going to show anything here because I just published this website. But under visits, it's going to have all your visitor activity. It's not heavy as Google Analytics. However, it does have some decent information. So you can at least get an idea of where they're coming from and things like that. And that's it. That's how easy it is to create a fully functioning website using Canva. I really hope this Canva tutorial was helpful, and if you want to learn more about Canva and how to use it for your brand or your business, make sure to check out the Canva tips playlist here on YouTube. I think I created close to 300 Canva tutorials for you, and if you're just getting started, it's really going to help you out. I will link it in the description below. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel as well as hit that notification bell because I'll be creating way more content creation, business tips, as well as Canva tutorials just like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.